Operation Get Into the FA Cup proper completed. We've actually got past the first round as well. We are now in the second round, and that's where the bad news comes in, because it's against a League One team in the shape of Barnsley. How are we doing, everybody, and welcome to part 9 of this Mycareer series here on Football Manager 2023. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where we've got the aforementioned FA Cup game against Barnsley, and then also a game in the National League. What game that is, I don't know. I haven't decided. But if you're excited to see how those games get on and how we do, then please do leave a like on the video for me and subscribe so you never miss any of the lovely Football Manager content from this face right here. It is a face that is currently full of a festive cold, which is a little bit frustrating. It is around Christmas. I've had the post-COVID cough that wouldn't go away, and now I've got the post-COVID cold, which hopefully will go away very, very soon. Speaking of which, this should be coming out on the 28th of December. Merry Christmas to you, if it has indeed come out on that day. But yeah, since you were last with us, we've been a very solid National League team. We're still in the playoff places, currently 5th. That's been our form. The month of October, very good indeed. Month of November, a little bit further down to earth, but still very good. Highlights of this run. I mean, we got a win against Boston. We got a win against Dagenham and Redbridge. Beat Kingston Town in the first round of the FA Cup proper. And there's a couple of results here that we weren't too happy with. Aldershot beating us, that wasn't ideal. But Aldershot, I think, are doing quite well. They're third, so yeah, that doesn't matter too much. Halifax Town beating us, they're top. Fine. We're only being beaten by decent teams for the most part, so I'm quite happy with that. And then we had two weird draws. A draw where we couldn't buy a goal, and a draw where the goals were flowing. We were 1-0 ahead, then went to 1-1. 2-1 ahead, went to 2-2, went to 3-2, went to 4-2. Make it 4-3, they make it 5-3. And then Big Joe just gets a couple of goals just to settle things for us, and we get a 5-5 draw. Absolute madness. But today is all about the game against Barnsley, which is a shame because it is at home. If it was at their place, that's a 22,000-seat stadium that we could have tried to get a bit of money for. That's the whole reason why we want to do well in the FA Cup, but the chances are we're probably not going to do that well. Transfer-wise, I think there's only one real transfer we need to make you aware of. I think that's two, in fact, actually. Transfers in, Zane Westbrook. I've just brought this guy in. Honestly, I don't really know why, because he doesn't look anywhere near as good as he was looking when he was on trial, but he'll be a decent option attacking-wise in the middle for us. We're a decent playmaker, and the reason is because we've sent Marvin Herschel out on loan. I can't speak. We sent him out on loan to get a bit more game time, because he's not been playing a lot for us, but when he has impressed, so sending him out to get a bit of game time. What that does mean is that Jaden Redmond is going to be playing predominantly as a winger for us, which is not a bad thing, actually. He's played out there a few times, and he's looked alright. His last rating was a 6.6. Ignore that. He's looked alright. But this is the team we're going to be using to go into the game against Barnsley. Now, I had actually set this tactic up and it has messed up a little bit. So give me one moment and I'll be back with you. There we go. I had done this, but for some reason the game decided it wanted to set everything back. This is the 11 we're going to be using. A slight tactical tweak in this game. We're going to go with two holding midfielders. We're going to give Livermore a bit of license to go forward, but I just want to give us a little bit more defensive stability in a game against the League One team that we are expected to lose against. Both the fans and the board expect us to get knocked out here. I expect us to get knocked out here, but we know every now and then we can just pull a bit of magic out of the hat and get a good result. So let's see whether we can do that. The 11 is Berry in goal, Cisse, Wassell, Evans and Woodthorpe in the defence, Taylor and Livermore with Dowling in the midfield, and Kadua and Raymond supporting Joe, Yakiafano up front. Big Joe. Do you know what? I've been holding off on this. I'm doing it. I'm changing his name. Not because I don't know how to say his name, because I feel like I've got a handle on it now, but we're calling him Big Joe, because in the nicest way, he's going to be Big Joe to me forever now. Big Joe up front. I mean, I say Big Joe. He's what? 5'9", 5'9". He's Big Joe to me. Big in stature. Metaphorical stature. Let's get to the game. Raymond is set on support. I want him to be on support. I don't know. Do we want him to be a winger? Yeah, we do want him to be a winger. Right. Let's get into the game. Let's see what happens. All we have to give Zane Westbrook a squad number. Squad numbers. Yay! Didn't have any good one, so he's got the number 31. Let's see how we do. I've got a feeling it's not going to go particularly well. I've got a feeling this is probably the end of our FA Cup journey. But you know what? The board and the fans expected us to get to the FA Cup proper, and we've gone around further than that. So, you know, we have to see that as a plus point. We definitely have to see that as a plus point. That form doesn't look great for me. I'm used to us having really good form after last season, but It's fine, don't worry about it. What I'm hoping is Barnsley put out their scrub team here, and they don't take this at all too seriously. They think, oh, it's a National League team, we can beat them. It's a Barnsley team, by the way. I don't know if I said Burnley before. It's a Barnsley team, by the way, managed by Scott Parker. Yes, that one. They're through here, and I think it is going to be 1-0. And it's a really good save. And Berry makes a couple of clutch saves there in the first minute. Keeps us in the game in the first minute. Oh, God. And it's Barnsley on again. We know how this game is likely to go. Our best chance is to get the ball off of them and get them on the counter. The chances of that, I think, are not going to be particularly... Oh, my word. Some very non-league defending going on here, which is not ideal. The chances of us getting through this game are slim. Not to none. They're just slim. But when you get unfortunate knockdowns like that, there's not really a lot you can do about it, if we're being completely honest. That's a bit of a frustrating goal to concede, because they just get lucky with the rebound. The shot's good, but they get very lucky with the rebound. Phillips gets it out wide. Their player goes for the shot here, and it's just headed down, and the keeper is going to be focusing on this, and then Marcal, I think it is, puts it in the back of the net, and it is 1-0 to Barnsley. I am going to demand a bit more from my players, because we've not shown any attacking oomph so far. They are 2 leagues above us. Let's be absolutely clear. They should be wiping the floor with us. They are a mid-table League One side that only a few seasons ago were a Championship side. They should be wiping the floor with us. And at the moment, they are wiping the floor with us. We have, however, got a dangerous free kick, and it's Big Joe over it. And if Big Joe can bend this in, it's game on again. It was nearly game on again, and if Evans had a lick of pace about him, we could have possibly had a chance there. But it is going to be a corner. We've got a couple of big meaty lads at the back. Well, I say that. I think Evans is the big meaty lad. I don't think Wassell is that big and meaty. He's all right. He's my captain. Oh, captain, my captain. But he doesn't lead to anything, and the highlight ends. But we've shown a little bit of attacking oomph, and that is all I can ask for. We've had shots. We've improved as the half has gone on. But we are second best here. We know we're second best. The key is if we can just close the gap as much as possible and get a bit of luck. I don't think we are going to get a bit of luck. And I've got a feeling we're about to go 2 goals down. Olare is in. Berry makes the save. It's not the most convincing save, but he's there to keep the ball out the back of the net. He kept the ball out the back of the net. Man did the job he's paid to do. We have improved as the half has gone on. That is all I can ask for. We have competed with them, and we are only a goal down. So let's just go into this with positive mentality. Let's just say, not that bad, but we believe in you. We believe in all of you. Is there anything tactically that we can do? I'm actually really tempted to go to that. I know he's utter madness. I know it's absolute utter madness. Dowling hasn't had a very good game. We take him off. Maybe we bring Page on in his place. Yeah, let's bring Page on. Keep him as a half-back. We'll have Livermore as a deep line playmaker on defence. We'll have these two staying back here. And then Taylor can come off for Gabriel Overton. And we'll have these two, with Overton playing as an advanced forward, trying to get on everything. And we'll just see whether we can do something. It's probably incredibly ambitious to go attacking, but we're going to do it. I'm also going to put our passing directness on, and we're just going to launch balls over their defence as well. Long ball City, we're just going to try and get one of our boys onto the end of it and just run at their goal. That's the plan. It's a terrible plan, but you know what? We're only 1-0 down at half-time. I do kind of want to go for it and just see what happens. Actually, I haven't looked at any of the players' ratings just to see how we're doing. We've got 6.3 in Ethan Wassell. Will Evans is on a 6.5. I'm tempted. I think we've got 5 substitutions, so we might make a defensive substitution. Wassell's had a terrible game. I'm going to bring Will Tizard on. 2 big meaty boys are going to go up in the back. Doesn't sound great. We're just going to go for it. We're just going to go for those substitutions and see whether they can change the game for us. We're going to change the way that we play. We're going to try and just wait them out a little bit, which we've done for the majority of the first half. To be fair to us, that we've only conceded the 1 goal. I do think we're about to immediately concede the 2nd goal because Woodthorpe has not dealt with that in the slightest. Phillips gets it in, Cadden's there, and it is immediately 2-0. Just going to tell the boys to fire up. And we'll just see whether we can do something, because in the nicest possible way, We've conceded straight away. We're also going to tell them to get stuck in. Let's just try and be a little bit more physical with them. We can bully them off the ball a little bit. Not that we're the most physical team, but if we can bully them off the ball a little bit and not give the ball away like that. Raymond just gives the ball away, but fortunately so do they. Big ball over the top, looking for Kadua, and Overton's on the end of this, and Gabriel Overton chips it over the keeper, and it's 2-1. And the tactics worked. We've gone to the 4-2-4, the kind of slightly offside 4-2-4, and we've put it in the back of the net. Evans launches it forward. Kadua's the one with the flick on. Their defence is caught napping, and Overton makes it 2-1. And all of a sudden, we're in with the shout of this game. We're actually in with a shout. And I'm a little bit stunned by it. Right, free kick to Barnsley. Can we defend it? Not really. But Berry does hold on to it. And now we have the chance of a counter-attack. Is he just going to launch it forward? I normally berate the team for launching it forward, but that's what we're trying to do. Unfortunately, it didn't do anything. But it's a great tackle from Overton, and Big Joe's on the ball now. Gets it out wide to Raymond. Raymond looking for Big Joe. Big Joe is in. Can he equalise? He can't. Something I was going to mention as well. I had a look on Big Joe's scout report, and unfortunately, Big Joe, not very good at big games. He showed it there with that lack of a finish. Right, Kadua into Livermore. Is Livermore going to go for a worldie? He is, you know, and he's going to score it. It's 2-2 in the FA Cup second round. Are we on to something genius here with this tactic against a team that's better than us? I can't imagine it's going to work against a team that's higher than League One. I'm a bit shocked it's worked so far. But we're in with a shout of this game here. We're in with an absolute shout. And we have got not that long left. It's a big free kick in. Big Joe's there. And he heads it just over the bar. Oh, he heads it just over the bar. Big Joe. Big Joe. What an opportunity. Right. Got 2 substitutions left. Let's take Big Joe off. He's not had a good game. Alfie Lloyd can come on. We'll bring Alfie on. And we have got one more change left. I'm looking at Cisse. Don't currently have a right back other than Cisse because the other bloke, and I've forgotten his name and I feel really bad because he's the guy we had last season who wasn't very good. He's injured for 3 months. So he's gone. He's out of the team completely. So we can't do anything with him really. I don't really want to take Tizard off because he's already a substitute. Jonathan Page hasn't had the best time. To be honest, I don't know what else to have. He's going. What? I don't know. I did sneak a burp in there as well. Apologies. I don't know if I want to change anything because actually, are we trying to fix something that isn't broken? I think we probably are. We'll give Alfie Lloyd a team talk because that's one we absolutely need to do. And we'll keep that last substitution in our back pocket if there's anything that happens in the final moments. Fire up, boys. Right, it's a free kick. Some lad called Kane over the top of it. And Berry with an absolute clutch save. And all of a sudden, it is a corner to Barnsley. Kane again. That guy who took the free kick. Not that Kane. Whips it in. Headed out by Woodthorpe. It's over to Kitching. And the highlight ends. But it's another free kick. And it's Kane again. It's whipped in. Kitching is unmarked. And he heads it over. Is there anything we can do to try and nip this in the last few minutes? I am tempted, even if it's not a positional change, I'm actually genuinely tempted to put Kadua up front. And I think we're going to do that. What I am going to do is I'm going to change Lloyd to an advanced forward. Kadua is actually going to go in the middle as a pressing forward. And we're going to go with a 3-man attack. And Raymond's going to come in the middle. And he's going to play as the playmaker. The position we originally brought him in to do. And we're just going to see whether we can get the ball to him and unlock that defence. Is there any changes we can do? Again, Cisse. We've got Jordan Winter on the bench. We're bringing Jordan Winter on. He's barely played for us. And I know he's nervous, but we're bringing Jordan Winter on. Fresh legs in the defence. And can we... Will it go to a replay if we don't, we'll lose? Will it go to a replay in a 20,000-seater stadium? It might, you know. We've got added time left. We're into the 92nd minute now. This is actual torture because if we survive this, we might get a replay at a big stadium. Not the biggest stadium in the world, and we probably won't sell it out. Winter does well. Winter does well. Winter does terribly. And Jordan Winter has cost us a place in the third. Well, he's not cost us a place because we didn't know But he has absolutely balls that up. He's come on, and his the first thing he did was fine. And he's absolutely balls it up. And we need to just go for it now. We need to absolutely just go for it. I don't even know if Winter can play that. He's gonna have to learn right now to make up for his mistake. And that, I have to say, is heartbreaking. Because we earned a draw there. We absolutely earned one. Fair play to 11 players plus 5. Fair play to 15 of those players. But one of them needs a good look in the mirror. And it is that man right there, Jordan Winter. He cost us with that mistake. I'm going to say that. But Jordan Winter, in the nicest possible way. Where are you? Where are you, Jordan? I'm throwing some... I can't throw some at you. Right, well, you're going to have words. Trust me. Oh, the emotion there. I genuinely thought for a moment we were going to sneak through. Again, it doesn't matter because we weren't expected to do anything in that game. And we gave them a heck of a game. More than we had any right to do. More than we had any right to do whatsoever. Right. I'm going to go and take a breath. I'm also probably going to have a coughing fix. I can feel one coming on. As soon as I mention it. There we go. I'm going to go away and we'll just get the next game out of the way, I think. We'll play York City. We'll get that out of the way. And then we'll talk about what we're going to be doing in the next period of the save. So, give me a moment and I'll be back for that game against York City. And hopefully, I'll be a little bit cheerier. No big news to bring you for this game against York in the National League. We're just going to get straight into it. York are struggling, though. They are in 18th place. They are hovering around that relegation zone. They're not doing brilliantly, but to be fair, realistically, that's where we should be. We should not be high-flying as much as we are. One thing I am going to do, we are going to give Gabriel Overton a chance in this game. He did do well in the last game. Big Joe did not. So we're going to give Big Joe a bit of a break. I'm going to take him out of the team. We're going to see what will happen. But this is the 11 we're going to be using to hopefully put some goals past York City and get back on track in this little run that we're on that's not going very well. It is Berry in goal, Cisse, Wassell, Evans and Woodthorpe in defence, Taylor, Dowling and Turner in the midfield with Kadua, Coulson and Overton up front. The player was injured, by the way, Matty Bowman. Don't know why I forgot to remember his name, but I did. We have got a couple of players on trial who I'm going to quickly mention. With the injury to Bowman, we've got a couple of right backs in. Casper Nilsson, I desperately want. We've tried to get him twice. Both times, we've not been able to negotiate a contract with him. So I'm hoping third time lucky. We can't negotiate with him just yet. But we'll see. But he could be an absolute superstar for us. The only thing I am concerned about is a work permit. We did have I can't remember his name, but an Icelandic central defender. 6'6", looked amazing. Agreed a contract with him. We've agreed a contract with him twice. Both times failed on the work permit. So I'm really, really hoping that if we can get him in and not let him go to... Where's he looking to go to? If he'll let me look. Nuneaton. I mean, goodness me. Hopefully we'll be able to beat Nuneaton to his signature. David Boateng, he's the backup if we can't get him, just so we got another right back, and that might be the point where we let someone like Matty Bowman go. We're certainly not going to give Jordan Winter any more football, because that last game, he showed why he shouldn't be trusted at this level. Back to National League South you go. And then this Jaden Reed guy, he just looks really decent, if I'm honest. The star ratings make him look decent. Shall we play some football, shall we? Let's get into the game. Let's see whether we can get 3 points, because I would quite like 3 points. I'd quite like to see us win a game. That'd be lovely. That'd be very, very lovely indeed. I mean, it goes without saying we're overachieving. So when we're comparing ourselves to York, who, remember, were promoted with us last season via the playoffs, we do have to bear in mind that we, in theory, are at the same level as them in terms of being promoted. We should be competing. But looking at the table, we should be much better than they are. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it will translate to that. But I can't get it out of my head that that's what the match should go like. Overton is in here, has a shot. Hughes saves it, I would argue, relatively comfortably. This would have been one of the games at the start of the season I would have been looking at and going, this is a game we desperately need points from. As it is, it's actually a game I'm expecting to get points from, which is a bit dangerous because at the moment, York are actually playing reasonably well. They're not having a lot of shots on target, but shots they are having, and it is a bit of a concern. But Dowling has a corner here, looking for the head of Evans, and Will Evans puts us 1-0 ahead. Bearing in mind he was what I thought at the time a bit of a panic buy. He's an older central defender when we needed a central defender, when I really wanted a young central defender. And he's actually been pretty decent for us, and he has weighed in with the occasional aerial goal. I forget his height, but I do think he's a bit of a tall boy with 6'2". But the jumping reach and heading ability says everything. 16 and 14 for each, respectively, is pretty good. They have gone a man down temporarily. They have an injured player. I don't know whether they'll have made a substitution. 2, 3. In fact, he's just run on the pitch, so they didn't. And Overton, trying to get it in from a tight angle. I don't know why he tried to shoot from there. He should have squared it back to someone else. Don't know if there was someone there. Apologies, had to pause then. Bit of a cough. Really frustrated. I've been having this little cough since I had COVID, and then this cold just has given me another one, and it's the worst thing. It's the only thing that's really annoying me. I mean, I'm just absolutely shattered. Other than that, I mean, it is what it is. It's cold at the end of the day. You do your best to work through it, but the cough at night as well is just the worst thing. I would have liked us to score another goal in this half, but I do think we might have to just take a 1-goal lead. Unless Evans wants to get another goal. Apparently he doesn't. Apparently he's just like, nah, boss, you're all right. Just 1 goal will do for me. And I've just noticed Wassell's got an injury, so we are probably going to have to bring him off. We'll say that one. We'll praise them to high heaven. I will just say to a couple of these boys, though, do football a bit better in the second half. We'll also, well, we're not going to bother telling Wassell to get off, to be careful with his yellow card because he's coming off. Right, Tizard is on. We'll give him some motivation as well. Pass him on the head, and let's see if we can do not better in the second half because we've done really well, but let's see if we can get another goal in the second half. That'd be delicious. Right, Dowling with the corner. He's going to look for Tizard this time, and Tizard has gone and scored. The Wills at the back are doing well. The pair of Wills that we've got are doing absolutely superbly. And all of a sudden, it's 2-0, and I feel a little bit better. So another corner, Dowling whips it in. He has been an assist machine this season. He leads assists in the National League. He is one of the best players in the National League. We knew last season when we signed George Dowling, we knew he'd be good. We just had to find a way to get him to be good. It's ended up being an advanced playmaker who takes our corners. That's how you get him to be good. And he has been a very solid, very consistent player for us, and I am here for that. Right, Tizard out to Cisse. Forward to Kadua. Kadua now. He's going to whip it in first time. No, he's not. He's going to hold it up a little bit. He's got a couple of players, but he's made space for Dowling. Dowling over to Cisse. Back to Kadua, who's got a bit of space now. Whips it in. He's looking for someone. Overton is there with a little backwards header. Goes over the keeper, and it is 3-0. Kadua gets an assist, and Gabriel Overton continues this couple of games of good form he's had. Did he score in the last game? He played well in the last game anyway, and he's gone and scored here. I think he did score in the last game, in fact. Just remember he had a good rating. Kadua's cross was actually deflected by the defender, and in the end, neither the defender or the keeper could beat little Overton to the ball, and it's 3-0. And I feel much, much better about this game now. Right, it is substitute o'clock. Let's have a look and see what we can do. So the worst players on the pitch at the moment are Coulson and Turner. So we are going to take Coulson off. Jaden Redmond's going to come on. We'll take Turner off as well. Do we take Turner off or do we leave him on? Maybe we rest someone else. I think we might rest someone else, actually. Kadua has had a very good game, but he is getting tired. We don't have another winger to bring on, though. That's the only problem with that, so we can't really rest him. Actually, annoyingly, all of the players who we could rest, we don't have anyone on the bench who we could actually bring on for them. It's a bit of an oversight on my part, if I'm being completely honest. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take Dowling off. Dowling can come off. Livermore can come on. And Livermore can do the playmaker role. I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can do a decent enough job there. Give him a chance. We'll just give Dowling a little bit of a break because he has been virtually ever present for us. It's ironic because we signed Raymond to be that backup in that position, and then we've signed another player to be that backup when we've decided Raymond's a winger, and he's not actually on the bench. And I thought we'd conceded a goal there. We haven't, though. It is still 3-0. This is better. This makes me feel better after the last few games. I was worried with those two back-to-back draws, especially how different they were. One where we kept a clean sheet but didn't score, and one where we scored plenty and conceded plenty. And I just think the manner in which we lost that game against Barnsley, I know they're a better team than us, but just losing it like that, gave me confidence because we're losing against a fluky goal like that. It's really not the end of the world. But the fact that we could have gone further and possibly, I mean, we could be in the third round of the FA Cup away from home at Old Trafford, or the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or the Emirates, or Stamford Bridge, Villa Park even. A 30, 40, 50, 60,000 seater stadium we could have a game at right now. Not right now, obviously, when we get to that round. But we're not going to because of a fluky goal. And it is frustrating because that would have just helped the finances out immeasurably. And Gabriel Overton, he has some anonymous games, but when he turns up, and he has turned up today with another goal for Dartford. Don't know where my voice went then. But we are 4 ahead. It is game over. We are getting a win. We are going to stay in 5th place from the looks of things. I'm going to drop some praise on the team. I am a happy camper. Right, let's get a 5th. Why not? Why stop? Why stop? I'd love a clean sheet, and I've probably just jinxed it by saying that, but I would love a clean sheet. Oh, Dixon's in. Well, I've just jinxed it, haven't I? I've just jinxed it. I have as well. Why did I open my mouth? Why did I say anything? Stu, you know, if you say something, if you put it in the universe, if it's a negative thing, it's gonna happen. You know that. You've done this before. York's kit, by the way, it looks like that one kit that Arsenal had. It was 2006 or 2005, the season where they didn't have the red and white, they had the burgundy, like the classic, like their old colours to represent one of their anniversaries. It looks like that. It's not knocking it whatsoever. I loved that Arsenal kit, actually. I was really a fan of it. Right, well, we win. That's the main thing. The 2 Wills and Gabriel Overton with a couple as well make it 4-1. We do concede late on, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. And that means we will sit on... we'll have a proper look at the table. Let's not look at that mini table there. Let's have a look at the proper table. I don't want to see the FA Cup. Get the FA Cup out of my face. I'm not bothered by the FA Cup anymore. FA what? No, not interested. Right, here's the table. Dartford in 5th. That'll do nicely. We are currently on 37 points after 20 games. That is much more than a point a game. That will definitely do for me. 10 wins, 7 draws, and 3 losses. Other than Halifax Town, who have not lost a game at all. That is the joint lowest losses in the league. But it's those 7 draws. We have drawn the most games, other than actually Halifax, which is interesting. We have drawn the most games out of all the teams who have 1 loss to their name. And that is what's letting us down at the moment when we do draw those games. But for a first season in this league, top marks. And there's confirmation as well. George Dowling, top of the assist chart, and the 3rd best player in the league. That'll do. Let's have a look, actually. Do we have anyone on the goals charts? 8th, Overton and Big Joe, both on 11. That'll do. That's perfect. Do we have anyone in the clean sheets chart? Oh, yeah, anyone. I know who it's going to be. Dylan Berry, 6th. So he's all the way down here in joint 10th. I mean, that's not too bad, to be fair. For a player who's just come up, I say just come up, for a team that's just come up that he's signed for, that's not bad at all. I'll take that. Okay, as the FA Cup has gone horribly, horribly wrong, we will not bother coming back in January. There's just no point. I'd rather get through the season a little bit quicker. So in episode 10, will it be episode 10? Yeah, I think it will be episode 10. Whatever the episode is next, I'm pretty sure it will be 10. We'll come back in February around this point here. I don't exactly know who we'll play. We might play Notts County. We might play Chesterfield. I don't know. Chesterfield, I think, are one of the teams who've beaten us. They are. So, I'll tell you what. We'll come back for those games. 2 home games, back-to-back. And we'll see whether we can get a couple of wins there. And see if we can cement mid-table. If not, a cheeky playoff place. I'm not expecting playoffs. Not in the slightest. I'm so bored of this cough. I'm not expecting playoffs. But if we get them, I won't be disappointed. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like on there for me. And subscribe so you never miss any of the lovely Football Manager content from this channel going forward. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.